What happened with the other person just not interested anymore?
I guess obligations or something. I don't know. I didn't ask too much.
I heard Green Man situation, but I could only imagine that means that they left.
Yeah, he's gone, but his character's still in the story, and we're gonna find out all about what happened. Because why waste all that time I put into backstory? Might as well use it.
Oh no.
I guess, Griff, we do have to talk very quickly before Avina, I believe her name was, before she left. She had mentioned she was traveling to a nearby village, and she was going to meet an old friend, somebody named Jebediah Ziegenhelt. So that is your information, which you may use as you wish.
Okay. I've gone ahead and just put that in chat just so I can try to remember it, and we'll see what happens. Maybe that gets sent a letter.
Okay, I cannot clear this dude's. I'm having so much trouble right now.
But yeah, I've just been considering my plan of attack for 2 weeks now. And definitely comes down to, boy, I sure don't know who wants all this stuff happening.
Well, that seems fairly familiar.
Yeah.
All right.
The best case scenario, I think, is try to wiggle into some very obvious allies as quickly as possible.
You already have the two best allies.
Oh god.
I like to think of you more like sandbags, useful in terms of taking a hit, but
That is your job.
Hey, I'm just an old priest,
Hello, Fluff.
Yo.
And it's been so long, I can't even remember what's happened.
Wow. Luckily we have
That stuff.
Yeah, we have our book.
What book? Oh, you mean Fluff.
I mean the Google Doc, which is becoming
No,
the
I
book.
thought you meant in character, you guys were looking for a book and now you have the book, and I'm like, what book?
Oh, Buff, as soon as you're ready, you can go ahead and get us up to speed on what's happening.
So, from the last time we were here, we established how Jean escapes from the church and gets in a fight with Merx trying to meet up with her mentor, and she is found by a halfling that helps her, named Sarah McFerrin. From there, she stays with Sarah McFerrin, but then she meets Father Leon, and she talks to Father Leon, who's willing to help her. She leaves with Father Leon, meets up with Rutherford, and they decide to leave and steal a dinky little boat after a fire started. Rutherford rushes to get money and other items, but is noticed. Father is trying to distract the thug. That is failing as Rutherford attempts to hit somebody with a bag of gold, and Jean tries to help and scare off a kid, failing spectacularly. Father Leon sees a vial of blue liquid and takes it along with the ledger. Father Leon then runs off and leaves the rest. The Merc thug tries to get tries to police. He tries to police the situation with the fire because they're doing a terrible job of it. Jean and Rutherford start to follow Father Leon to the cathedral, but they decided, never mind, let's not go there. Instead, we'll go to Sade's place. While they meet up with Sade at his place, Jean finds out that Sade and Rutherford are working on killing the graft, and she begrudgingly helps. It's pointed out that she's bound to Rutherford, and it seems that she's wanted because of the graft. Father Leon learns more about actually the two of us and why we're wanted by the church. Jean and Rutherford go off their own way. Father Leon goes to figure out what the blue vial is, and Rutherford decides to take on the idea that we are witch hunters, and we go into the church. We meet up with the bishop. We meet up with Father Leon, who discloses his information, and he gleans that the bishop is not surprised about the blue vial. And Rutherford manages to fool the bishop into thinking that he's a witch hunter. Meanwhile, alone with Father Leon, with Jean, kind of reveals that who she is, and Bishop kind of, he sees through her. And the bishop calls Rutherford back for a deal. He manages to get money and more weapons from the bishop. Meanwhile, Father Leon gives Jean the ledger and blesses her weapon. And they're off to investigate the fire. Let's see, Zay tries to get more items and tools. Meanwhile, at the fire, we look at the remains. We get stopped by druggies who are like fighting to get some bones. We are looking, I think, through the bodies, trying to figure out what happened to them. Father Leon goes into the basement, and then that's where we tell Father Leon pretty much everything that's happened so far in the campaign to catch him up. And that's where I ended my notes.
Yeah. And I think that just only leaves us to have a short discussion of like going back over a couple facts of like, do we really know where this blue stuff is coming from?
I think we said that we think it's from what's her face, that evil lady, Brianna. We say that it's from the monster that is Brianna.
Right.
We all said that it was, or I think Rutherford said that it was.
So there must be a supply line then, if it's not necessarily sourced from here.
It's coming from the north, from Horseface, on the river. But also, quickly, bonus XP, because the clue.
Yes, that I haven't written. Just take the 15 reward points for uncovering a clue. Or we had a whole new lead yet. Let's just call this a clue for now.
140 total for me then.
15, so 100 and...
Very cool. And I think the only other pertinent thing I think I need to ask you to right now is, so you have Carla Thorsmud right now. What was your plan exactly?
Rutherford can tell you about his plan because he plans on doing something ridiculous.
Yes, Rutherford, please enlighten me. What you plan to do with her?
I will marry her.
Okay, well that solves my problems then. Everything seems good.
Genevieve gives you a steely look to Rutherford, like he's like, you should tell him the rest.
Well, I mean, if nothing like truly terrible is planned here, I mean, I think everything's going to be perfectly fine. I don't see any need to worry about this. I'm sure she's in trustworthy hands.
Genevieve grabs you by the shoulder and shakes her head like, no.
What is it that you think he's going to do,
far.
Genevieve?
Genevieve looks at him like, all I know is that apparently we're wanted by the graft for some dumb reason. Oh, that was another thing. You promised to send a letter to my mentor. Or the mayor. You promised to send a letter to the mayor from me.
Yes, that was the next order of business I think we were going to discuss. I was thinking about that, but it did occur to me you two are in disguise now as well.
this is just temporary, but it'd be useful if you could send him a letter from me to at least see if he's willing to help us in our dire situation. Because a matter of fact, I have no idea why we're wanted. Apparently, someone says that we're wanted for some goddamn reason, but it has to do with the graft. And let's just say the graft is giving us trouble, and Rutherford wants to take care of that situation. How he takes care of it, I hope it's not bad.
Am the graph. He is a pretender.
So Rutherford, you've had my paper and my quill there for some time. Have you finished writing these letters?
What?
Genevieve, you've had access to Rutherford's paper that I've given him. You've written your letters, right?
Certainly. Do you want me to actually type it out, or do you want me to
No, I'm just saying, have you finished it? Do you know what's in them? And I'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah. It's nothing super short. She doesn't want to expose where she is. She's just gonna be what's gonna be in the letters, pretty much hey, I'm somewhere in town. What's going on? And I need your help, pretty much.
Yeah, I imagine once we deliver it and unfold it, you could just go ahead and literally say the entire paragraph or two you want to say to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and take those. And now my question is, if they have a reply for you, how can I find you two again? I don't know if these disguises will last forever, but I'll need some way to contact you again. Just bumping into you casually as you try to infiltrate the church doesn't seem like it's going to be productive in the future.
Maybe he should send it over to Zaid's hut. I mean, that's usually where we end up meeting up anyway.
Zaid. Who was? Oh, he's that damned halfling who's trying to stiff me for every copper I've got.
Yes, that drug dealer.
Why are you staying with such a horrific bargainer?
He's actually been giving us quite offers, actually. But we actually.
Oh, I'm sure they seem decent to you, but that's not what he's thinking. He's taking everything you've got. I wouldn't trust that halfling further than I can throw him, and my back's not that good anymore.
Well, you know what? I don't want to feel like I'm threatening anybody, but we actually went to him because we were interested in figuring out what was in those blue vials.
Right. So I guess he did answer that question, at least for somebody. But he charged you gold for it, too. Anyway, well, at least we have a reasonable idea of what these things are, where they're from. While I handle your letters and maybe some other business around town, because I have to at least appear as if I'm hunting you down, would you two do me the kind favor of maybe trying to disrupt the town's supply of this stuff? You said someone named Horse has a boat to the north or something?
Yeah, we probably should find Horseface.
Right. If you can keep it from coming into the town, that would immediately have the grasp of the abyss fall away from the town, at least somewhat.
It's on his boat.
Yeah, Genevieve's cracking her knuckles eagerly, and she's like, I have a word or two to talk about Horseface. He's been holding back a lot of information.
Oh no, you two aren't going to start another fire, are you?
It'll be on the water.
You two aren't going to start another fire, are you?
We will try not to.
Well, you have to get rid of it. Do you want us to just dump it in the river?
Well, I can't say I trust you and your judgment. I will say I have to leave you to it. It is not my expertise to go and raid drug den boats for their loot. So I'll go around and talk around town. So, I have your letters. Is there anything else we should discuss before we part?
Yes, we all have to roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
Good point.
That might come into play later.
Wherefore art thou initiative button?
Just rolled a D10 plus.
Oh, yeah, I guess just gotta roll manually, that's right.
Yeah.
1d10 plus... I believe I have a 9 there. Okay, 17.
No, not bad.
But I believe that means Zaid gets to go first today, then.
He gets an 18.
That's just in combat. I'm never in combat. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Not
okay.
yet.
I assumed it was actually used for our turn order in going out and doing story things.
No, it's just when we switch to like a structured time.
Okay.
Just for murdering or being murdered.
Hey, murder's fun.
Says the
All
You're a
priest.
bad priest.
Maybe you should tell them about your priestly aims, Rutherford.
I am a saint.
Debatable.
Look.
Well, that's
Maybe
good to know. You
Prince,
should really,
a Prince of Thieves.
you should really spread that around because there's spells that require the bones of saints. So
Really?
Oh yes, you'd be a wonderful resource.
I already am a wonderful resource.
We could just extract the bones, and you can live without them. But yes, so I do have my plan. You guys have yours, and I think we're ready to go then.
Yeah, and let's go to Zaid's shop for a moment. What are you doing today, Zaid?
well, I was
Waking
waiting
up
to see if
every day?
anybody showed up in my place. Otherwise, then I'm gonna start crafting stuff again.
Yeah, of course you know someone's going to show up at your place. That's why I'm asking you what you're doing.
Right. Which means I'm waiting to see if anyone shows up to my place before I start doing stuff.
Okay.
It's like a routine now.
Yeah, of course. Also, by the way, for like personally accuracy reasons, I have renamed the mayor to chancellor as his title.
Oh, okay.
So
Wouldn't it just be a
for anyone
burger?
who,
Chancellor
no,
is like
so
a whole
he has-
wider territory. A burger is just one village.
so the burger is the social class, right? Like the merchant class. He's not exactly a burger. He is like a little bit of a wider territory. He's sort of like he's what
He's the guy who gets killed at the end of
Alexander.
Hair.
Yeah, well, he's the guy who he was what Alexandre was, but with an actual title and prestige that you eventually got, but not until certain things happened. He's what Alexandre was.
That's
but
fine.
for moving
Alexandre's
people.
machinations are still existent.
Yeah. The chancellor arrives at your shop. He does not knock because he doesn't feel he needs to. But he does open the door slightly gently, and he says, "Mr. Modest, are you around?
Hold on one sec. And I do that long walk I do around the stairs that gets me to the top of the counter, which is higher eye level than any human normally stands. So I can look down on him. Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
So, it's, you are, of course, paid up on your taxes this year, of course. The yearly tithe have already been paid. But, unfortunately, the old graph has asked for you, the new graph has asked for you by name. He has a business deal, I believe, to propose to you. Mhm. And he would like to arrange a meeting. I am coming first to see if you are interested.
Sure. Sounds good. I guess you'll come back to me when you have a time. Or date, rather.
No, I know he's already on his way.
What, here?
Yes.
Okay.
And him and his wife, Elba, are, touring their new holdings, I suppose, as it were. Anyways, I expect he'll be with you sometime tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Now, before he arrives, do you have any inkling about which you want to talk to you? In case, of course, you needed me to smooth things over before he got here.
No, I'm pretty sure it must be familial. I do, in fact, know him from before.
Oh, excellent. Good to know. I may be there as well. I'll see you tomorrow, Zaid.
Well, you're gonna hang around in my shop?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, I guess I'll see you around.
He will begin to leave after this. Maybe looking slightly disappointed, but
Well, I imagine he wanted gossip or something. Or
Yeah.
something he could hold over me.
yeah, of course.
Well, to you that. That's what you get. I'm actually a higher social standing than you are. Get out of here.
Yeah, and so he does. He leaves with his tail tucked between his legs. After that, there seems to be a break in interruptions. So, go ahead. Let me know what you're crafting.
Gunpowder! I'll do the normal thing where I type it out in chat if you just want to move on to somebody else.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and type it out in chat. That's pretty easy, and we can see it. Easy to see.
Yeah, it just rolls going on in the background. Doesn't have to interrupt the action.
Yeah, unless in the midst of like some other scene, it's like, did you hear a muffled explosion?
It's happened once already.
Yes, it has.
Okay, so who's interesting right now? I think Father Leon, you are interesting to me right now.
Okie doke.
Where's your first appointment taking you?
Well, I have these letters. How many letters do I have? Just the one?
Yeah, just the one.
Okay, and to the mayor. Okay.
Mhm.
So, or as we've determined, the chancellor, correct?
Yes.
Yes, Chancellor.
So they must have an office or a state around here. So I will make my way downtown, enjoy the sights, take my time. I'm not in any rush. Probably have that skull in the bag, but unless anyone like puts their head in there, it doesn't matter. And I will go and see if he's in.
Time wise, we'll say you make it there as just as he is returning. He has a small like official office. You're let in, obviously, being a member of the church. They let you in. You do. It is slightly weird for someone of this status to have armed guards, and they are of the same flavor and variety of those who are the mercenary company.
Okay, so the mercenary company is directly guarding him.
Yes.
Makes perfect sense.
You are quickly waved in, and the chancellor is sitting at a small desk, and like obviously he's prepared to meet somebody because someone told him you were coming, or somebody one of the guards probably went in and said he's coming. So he's looking as busy as possible.
Of course.
He says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Sir Chancellor. It's a pleasure to see you. Oh dear, you do look quite busy. Well, I hope I'm not taking up too much of your time.
Oh, not a problem. Always have time for the members of Sigmar's Holy Church.
Well, I thought perhaps I would come here at some point to introduce myself and at least, say hello and see how you feel your fair city is doing and how I could best serve the people of this town and bring them to prosperity. But a curious thing happened to me this morning. A young child rushed up to me and gave me this parchment here and said it was a letter from someone and they wanted it delivered to you. And I haven't really given it a read yet since I figured it might be a private missive. But it is here for you now.
Oh, excellent. May I see it, Father?
Yes, of course. And I will hand it over and burger fluff.
Yeah, what's the letter say?
The anticipation.
Fluff.
Genevieve? Guess maybe they're AFK. Well, we can read the letter in a little bit. Why don't you tell me about the state of your town? It seems so lovely. Oh, but there was that fire yesterday. It's truly terrible.
Yes, truly unfortunate. The guards tell me the halflings are causing trouble.
The trouble? Halflings? Oh no, what could they be up to?
General mischievousness, I suppose.
Well, I suppose that does sound like the short hook after all. Maybe I could give them a stern talking to. A little bit of Sigmar in their lives would certainly straighten them up. What? But general mischief, has anything really been of note?
Well, besides the burning of the tavern?
Oh, well, yes, of course. Besides that, I see you still have many of these, I hear they're mercenaries, are they?
Yes, the Graf is raising a company to assist in the war effort.
I'm just going over my notes right here. Yes. I see they're also, guarding the door today. Oh dear, I hope you don't feel, as if you're threatened in the town. I would be terrible to hear such a thing.
Oh, well, these halfling radicals have been known to infiltrate, perhaps even maim and murder the good Sigmar-fearing folk of the land.
Oh dear, that's a fair bit more than mischief.
Yes, I am afraid, and one of their folk, a Zaid, is getting a personal visit from the Graf. I wonder what that could be.
Wait, you don't mean that alchemist, do you?
Yes.
Oh, well, I have quite a few temperamental things to say about him after I tried to purchase something from him, but I suppose that is not polite conversation. No, sir. I am better than that. But whatever for?
Can't imagine it's anything good.
Hmm.
A halfling and all.
Of course, of course. And how do you feel about the state of the people in general, aside from the halflings outside of town itself? Do you feel that they're getting along well this season? I hear it's been a little bit dreadful.
It's fine, but nothing the peasants can't handle. It's been a bit rough, but nothing the peasants can't handle.
I'm sure. I just seen in other regions that when things get too scarce, they end up having to resort to terrible things for extra food, eating their grass and boiling that in hopes of small amounts of sustenance. I hope such things don't have to be resorted to here if they end up too heavily pushed.
Oh, I don't think so. We have plenty of grain for the winter.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. If there's anything in town that you think perhaps could use my assistance and gentle touch, I am always here with an open ear. And of course, I'm sure you well know the bishop and the church, and that is where I will be staying if you wish to speak with me more.
Yes, you know, your bishop told me you were a follower of Saint Tanis, correct?
That's so. I hold him dearly in my heart.
The halflings, they hold a great respect for your saint, do they not?
That they do. That they do. I believe perhaps the message of peace is definitely one that sympathizes with them.
Well, if you were to come across a certain individual, Sarah McFerrin, I don't know if you've heard of her, but at least the guards here tell me that she may be related to the fire last night. One of them said they even saw her there. And if you can find her, tell me where she is. I'm sure donations to your cause would be in order.
Oh, of course, of course. And the Church of Saint Denis, my order definitely is always in need of funds to distribute to the poor and needy.
Yes, of course.
I don't suppose perhaps you'd be interested in making a personal donation as well. I mean, as long as I'm here, I may as well ask if times are so good for you, perhaps you have a little bit extra to spare for the people.
I am but a civil servant, of course, but no cost is too great. And he takes a silver shilling and puts it on the table in between you.
Okay. And I'll say, I'm most gracious for your donation, and the blessings of Saint Denis smile upon you.
He's sort of like, yes, of course, that's wonderful. And, I will hopefully speak to you at a later time, soon.
Of course, of course. And I suppose one last call to see if we can read the letter first.
Fluff.
Okay, well, seems not.
I will read this letter later.
Yeah, maybe we'll just transition back to this scene a little bit whenever she reappears.
In the beginning.
I suppose we do have Rutherford and Genevieve up next, though.
Yes.
Oh,
there you are. Your letter's open. What does it say?
It says that it pretty much says that, dear chancellors, it's Genevieve Busk. I know you owe me a favor. There's been issue with me and the graft. I need to understand what's going on and why there's a bunch of mercenary going around. And I need you to grant me access to my dear mentor. And then she writes his name down, and that's pretty much what she has. And she's like, hope to hear from you soon. And she signs it.
Did you still want to be there, Father Leon, when he reads it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Is it anything interesting?
He says, your bishop showed me a wanted letter recently. Do you happen to have a copy on you?
Oh, yes, of course. I believe it's right here. Yes. And I'll sort of just slowly pull it out. Let's take a look at who we have here once again. It's all crumpled. Oh, 1 second. Here we go. Yes. We have Carla Thorsmond and the criminals Rutherford, Ramuse, and Genevieve. Yes. And those were the ones the bishop had told me about.
Genevieve Basque, correct? It does say.
Yes. Is that how you pronounce that? Oh, well, all right.
Yes. Do you remember who gave you this note?
I believe it was a small child, perhaps black hair, maybe a few freckles.
Well, if you can find this child, perhaps it knows the who to give this note back to. Yes, and
Mm-hmm.
deliver a response for me, if you would be so kind, to meet me tomorrow at midday at Mr. Zaid Madison's shop. We can hopefully figure out what is going on.
All right, I'm making a mental note of it right there. Very well. I'll see if I can find the little rugrat and see if the message can be passed back along then. Do you think
Excellent.
perhaps you have some sort of trap in mind? And I just start steepling my fingers.
No, of course not. I wish to only hear her out. The Basque family has quite a reputation, and Mr. Gracias Basque has personally done large quantities of business through here, through Bobstout.
I see.
And
Well, if you
I
have
feel-
trust in such a criminal, or as they are now, then I shall take you fully upon your word then. And extend perhaps her the same courtesy for the moment.
it is as Saint Tineus always says, that love the sinner, not the sin.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad to see you're so familiar. Well, seeing by the amount of paperwork on your table, perhaps I've kept you a little bit long. But I'm so glad that you've heard me out, and once again, I thank you for your donation.
His face gets a little bit red because obviously he didn't give you much, but he was,
Right,
of
I am
course.
literally guilting him over it
He's
by
like-
being polite.
He's like, yes, of course. I hope to see you soon.
You as well. And I'll go ahead and take my leave. My own personal next destination will probably be to the Halfling Village.
Okay. Rutherford and Genevieve, what are you guys doing?
Now we need to get Horseface, right?
Yeah. Where is that little slimy guy? Where is he?
He's gonna be at Gastrops.
You
His
know
boat.
that.
Oh yeah, that's where we caught him.
Hmm.
His boat's out by there too. So
How should we approach this? Because if he sees us, he might run away.
well, we're witch hunters.
True.
We can't just go in there and say he's a witch because he's
I
on.
mean, can't we? Like, isn't that what witch hunters do anyways? We could say he's dealt with a witch. He's a co-conspirator, thus he is a witch.
But that would make if that is the case, if we said he is the witch, then everyone in there is co-conspirators with the witch. Therefore, we could burn it down. No,
Hmm.
we need information out of him. We could wait at his boat. We could
Yep.
steal his boat.
But what is Horseface gonna do if he finds out his boat is stolen?
Well, I don't think he's going to be leaving that building he's in. So we're going to have to get in there probably. Getting out is the problem here.
I think it'd be easier if we have him alone, you know?
I don't know, did you see that place? There were so many people there. Even the militia. Or the mercenaries.
That still confuses me. I don't even know why they're here. Well, we do have the rules of being like, witch hunters. So if we walk in saying we're just investigating or trying to get more information about witches, we could just kind of beeline our way towards Horseface somehow. I mean, nobody really wants to get involved with witch hunters, right?
We'd be walking into the belly of the beast.
So we should be making sure not to cause too much of a bother.
Yeah.
It's not really your style, is it, Rutherford?
No, it's not.
You're gonna have to learn.
The things I do for love. Fine. If this is what it takes.
Genevieve's eyes sparkle at the notion.
Okay, so what's the plan?
We'll go in.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go in and try to just like use our witch hunter status to just kind of like make our way in and see if we can find Horseface at least.
We need to be indifferent to that drug, though.
True.
Okay, so you go to Gastrops and you are stopped before going in. A mercenary is standing there and he goes, sorry, no one goes in anymore. All business outside.
Excuse me. I'm not here on business.
You buying the wait in line.
I'm not buying a thing. I'm asking questions here. I'm with the church.
Okay, Guile. Make it routine because you've made yourself look the part.
Damn, I'm good.
There you go. Oh, one of them witch hunters. Right. I guess you can go in. That's fine. The captain's inside. I don't know why you'd want to speak to him. Stand up, bloke. That just like me. That's right. Stand up.
Oh, you seem like one. Thank you.
Never even heard of a witch before just now. Never even heard of it.
Keep it that way. Unless you find one.
Okay. Yes, you go in. First thing you notice, there's nobody in here. Gastrop isn't here. And instead, the mercenaries seem to have made this into a headquarters. I guess someone who heard the conversation outside said, "Oh, Captain's back there if you want to speak to him."
Excellent. Walk straight towards it. Like hot shit.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I'm with the church.
Do I recognize this captain, or is like a new face to me?
You've never seen him before.
Okay.
I'm with the church. I'm looking for a man. This doesn't look like a house of delights to me. What's happening here?
It has been requisitioned.
By who? Why?
By me and upon the authority of the Chancellor of the town.
But why?
I do not ask questions, I only follow orders. Now, what can I do for you, Mr.
Find that real quick.
So what is he asking her to do?
Inquisitor Forgar, yes.
Inquisitor Thorga, what can I do for you, and what brings you to my humble establishment?
I'm looking for the proprietor of this establishment, Albert Gastrop.
He was relieved of this property and is, I'm afraid, no longer with us. The stress of the event seems to have caused him to be stabbed 14 times.
Good. Where's the one they call Horseface?
I don't know why you'd be interested in him. He's loading up his boat to leave right now.
He's a witch!
Okay. Make another guile. Make this hard. Genevieve, taking stock of the room, there's this captain, and yeah, okay. Would you like to fortune point that?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So taking stock of the room, there's like these guys seem pretty high up in like the order, right, of mercenarydom, right? Probably like lieutenants, maybe some sergeants. You know, who knows? Who knows how these filthy, undisciplined mercenaries structure themselves? But this is definitely the command staff, right? They seem to be hanging out in here for whatever reason. So there's 4 other individuals. They are heavily armed. These people, well, I guess they wouldn't be heavily armed. This is like they're not just walking around in their armor, so they don't have any armor on right now. But there's enough like weapons in here that this kind of gives you serious pause, right? For the moment, as you kind of feel the room change in attitude, and he says, "I don't think that's in your purview, Mr. Witch Hunter."
So, I think I'm going to step in and I think I'm going to take like the bag of money that I have. I don't show what's inside of it. I just kind of place it in front of this guy, and she says, kind of lowly and darkly, and she says, "You are just hired mercs. You do things for coin, and that's it. Our business is with the bishop. If you want another carrier, you can afford one. We just want Horseface. And it's just one man, one body. You can replace him."
You see he gets like a little his brow like kind of hardens. Make a hard intimidate.
Okay.
Yeah, make a hard intimidate.
Alright.
But even failure may gain you useful information here.
Alright. Let's see. Where's my intimidate? 6. Yes.
Excellent.
He goes, "I wasn't aware that was in." Oh, he says, "Oh, my mistake. I'm sure he had contact with those witches you're supposed to be hunting. That must be it. You can keep your coin, Witch Hunter. I wouldn't want to deprive the church of such a valuable asset."
She takes her coin, she puts it back, and she says, "Thank you for your time." And she makes her way out, and she like kind of like takes Rutherford with her. Like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Out the back to where the boats are, where the boat is.
Yeah. She's trying to move Rutherford as quickly as possible.
You see
follow the last path.
You see a very like
where
kind
we
of
took. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You see a moderately crippled Horseface trying to like, get his boat ready to go.
Oh my god.
I don't remember precisely what you did to him, but I'm pretty sure you like broke bones.
Oh yeah, we broke his leg, and then, I broke his leg, An
Yeah.
unmasked
my God.
mutant beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like still black and blue, and he's walking around on like a splint, right? A little crutch. He doesn't seem to pay you guys any mind as you approach.
So Genevieve kind of whispers to Rutherford. She's like, "What?"
We'll go ahead.
Him?
Unfortunately, though, he's going to kind of know your
He what?
He's gonna what?
front. Make a disguise roll, but
Oh.
make it normal. Yeah, because of Zaid's mask. But your clothing hasn't changed that much. So
Okay.
decide who's ever in front, and that person will make a disguise roll at a normal difficulty.
I think Rutherford, you should do it.
I think I have the best bonuses, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, why wouldn't I be in front anyway?
Oh God. Do I roll S2 or does he just roll?
Justin.
Okay.
You guys get within like 15 yards, and he looks up, and he looks up again, and you hear him go, "Oh shit!" And he rapidly starts untying his boat from the dock.
Charge him.
Okay, let's roll a stat line for poor Horseface. Okay.
Oh God.
Uh,
So he's not moving as fast as us.
Yeah. Rutherford, you would actually go first here. So make a charge and make your takedown roll. Get a bonus plus 20%. I'll actually make it only plus 10% because you still have to like leap onto a boat that's currently leaving, right? To tackle him. But he's a cripple, so it's not like he's really able to fight you.
Should I just roll the for like the dirk?
The coordinate, yeah, it's coordination.
Oh, coordination. Okay.
You have to pass, and then he has to succeed at like a minus 20% because, of course, he's also crippled. So he is looking for a D. He's looking for D1, or he's looking for a 20 or under. Not it. So you slam into him, you take him down on like his broken, on his, on his like broken knee side, and he starts screaming out in pain as the boat slowly starts to drift into the river, with the donkey pulling it. Genevieve, do you try to make a jump onto the boat?
No, I'm gonna actually try to grab the donkey and calm it down.
Make a what was that? Is it animal handling?
Yeah, I have animal handling and I have the perk of calm animal.
Oh, cool. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
That makes so you're and it's a donkey. You know this donkey easy. Or sorry, plus 10%. Take it plus 10%.
Mhm. God damn it.
Would you like to re-roll?
I can re-roll it?
You can fortune point it.
Yes, I'll do that. That's the weirdest. Come on. Be nice to me. Nope. No, it's not meant to be.
Unfortunately, you can't stop the donkey, and you coming close to it makes it more anxious.
Okay.
It begins to tear away. You notice some of the ruffians, some of the mercenaries, are getting close. You see, what's his name is about to shout a message for them. How do you stop him, Rutherford?
Horse face.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we have to question him. So I guess I'll just start strangling him.
Why not? I mean, that makes sense to me.
Oh my god.
By the way, take like, I know he's like probably an agent of the abyss, but still just like take 2 corruption for what you're doing. Okay, make an athletics test.
Just normal.
No, you've well,
Yeah.
I don't think any bonuses would have got you there.
Nope.
I mean, we are technically in structured time, but I haven't really called this a combat, so I'll let you reroll.
How many fortune points are left?
3.
3.
He's gonna blow our cover if this is not working.
Okay, yeah. That
Okay.
works.
Now he gets to resist with athletics. He's actually pretty beefy. So he'd normally be looking for a 55 here, but instead he's gonna be looking for a 45. Because of course you crippled it. He doesn't get it. So you successfully stop him from calling out for the guards. But one of them turns to you, Genevieve, and he says, "Yeah, what's this all about?"
She tries to like keep this tough guy out of you, and she's like witch hunter business. Move along.
One of the guys you that Rutherford lied to earlier is standing behind them. He taps one of them on the shoulder and goes, "I heard about witch hunter folk. I heard he just burns people for looking at him wrong. Just let him go, mate." All right. And the other one says, "Carry on then." And he turns around and,
Okay.
and leaves you in Horseface and the donkey, which is now beginning to pick up speed. Like you're turning the corner. It's got the little donkey bridge coming up, and it's going to cross the river soon.
Can I attempt to ride the donkey?
Okay, give me a coordination test to attempt to mount this donkey.
Okay. Nope.
It should have been a ride.
Sorry.
Does that make it a pass? I'm sorry. Yeah, it should have been a ride.
Yeah, it should have been a ride. Should I re-roll it or just?
Will that pass with a ride, or you can re-roll a failed ride test, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. If it's not a pass with it just being ride, you can go ahead and re-roll that as your re-roll.
All right. No. Nope. No, I don't pass. Either way.
Genevieve, you slip and fall, and the donkey like gets scared.
All right.
And begins to run.
Does it book it at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's booking it, but it's still connected to the barge.
Yeah.
And so it's not like that bad. This is like a very low speed chase. As you've like kind of fallen on your face. But it is starting to like kind of pick up speed. You know it will tire fairly soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the boat is zooming.
I think I think I'm just gonna follow after it, and since I know it's gonna tire out, and since I know it's not gonna like go anywhere, I'm just gonna follow it.
Rutherford on the boat.
Yes.
Actually, no. Let's go. Let's go up the list. Father Leon, you're heading to the Halfling village, right?
That's correct.
You were going over the footbridge when you notice the donkey bridge under you, and you see your witch hunter friends.